Good morning and happy Friday. So, where did your habits come from? Did you wake up one day and consciously say, I'm going to make this, and this a habit? Well, hopefully you did, and you can do that. That is absolutely possible. That's how we design our lives as opposed to becoming part of somebody else's design for theirs. But think about your hobbies. We've talked a lot about how the 5 people that you spend the most time with is who you become. And whoever you surround yourself with, that's where you're going to go and how you're going to develop. And the great thing about today is, proximity is awesome. And if you can create that, then you should in any way. It doesn't matter how you do it. If you can't get in the room, be the person that's serving the water in the room. But you can create proximity now through this device. So it doesn't have to be a situation where you have to actually get in physical proximity. But think about your habits, think about your hobbies. If you're a hunter, chances are good that people in your family were hunters when you were growing up. Not 100%, but chances are good. If you came from a family that was very athletic, chances are you're athletic too. It tends to run in the family. Have you noticed when you're watching a sporting event, if you're watching a professional football game, you'll hear about how their dad was a professional football player and there's a brother who's a professional football player or a professional tennis player or whatever. Those things kind of tend to run in the family. And some of that is genetics, but not all of it is genetics. A good portion of it is, where do you put as a priority in your life? Where are your disciplines and what are your expectations? I grew up in a family of lawyers and judges. Shocker that I became an attorney. And the concept of becoming a judge for me wasn't nearly as foreign as it is for people who've never been around it. I grew up around judges. I spent my youth hanging out with federal judges. So the idea of becoming a federal judge to me isn't so untouchable because that's where I was. John Bon Jovi grew up in a situation where he was around incredibly successful rock stars all day long because his dad ran a recording studio. Same thing was true with Howard Stern. So the idea of becoming significantly effective in those arenas, not untouchable. So a lot of times your habits come from your surroundings. If your family was big eaters or big drinkers, chances are that might be something that you're consistent with also. So as you're looking at your habits and as you're deciding, what is it that I want to habitually do? I want to habitually read. I want to, what do successful people do? I want to habitually read. I want to habitually exercise. I want to habitually sleep well. I want to habitually focus on my goals. I want to habitually write down what it is I want to accomplish on a given day. I want to habitually pay attention to my finances. So the people that you surround yourself with will help you become those habits. Here's the other place where those things come from. It's also the people who, we surround ourselves with people who are like us or who are like we want to be. So if somebody that you admired at a young age was also a hunter or a fisherman or liked to run or liked to play golf, chances are good that you might have at one time or might still want to pursue that activity because you want to be like that person. You admired them, you felt close to them, that was where you wanted to be, and so you wanted to develop their habits. The point is that we can consistently change these. So if you have a habit that you're not interested in pursuing anymore, then replace it with another habit. The diets typically don't work. Well, the first 3 letters, die, are a good sign that your brain's not going to be super excited about that. Don't go on a diet. Exchange eating poor food for healthy food. Exchange killing your body for giving it great nutrients so that you can function better and live longer. If you want to quit smoking, don't say I'm going to quit smoking. Your brain doesn't like quitting anything. Say I'm going to exchange smoking for breathing. Most of the time, the issue with smoking is people want to slow themselves down, and taking a deep breath does that. So if you simply go outside and take those deep breaths, your body's going to get fulfilled on that particular need. But the point being, you don't have to quit habits. Exchange them. Exchange a habit that's not serving you for a habit that's serving you. And when you really feel that, your brain's going to go, wait a minute, that's a great idea. And that's going to be easy then to change, because true change actually comes very quickly. It comes in a heartbeat, and it actually is effortless. When you finally make a decision, you cut off that option from anything else. If you've ever been around somebody who's quit smoking, or if you've quit smoking, you know that once you quit, there was never really a temptation to go back for most people, especially after they got past the first 30 days. Once you got past that first 30 days, were you really ever tempted to go back and smoke? No. Most of the time, for 99% of the people, when they smelled smoke, it smelled bad. It doesn't smell good. It's not something that they ever want to do again. It becomes effortless. Well, that's because you exchange that habit for something positive. When I quit drinking, I looked at it as, if I don't do this, I'm not going to be able to survive. Now, initially, I just stopped. I didn't necessarily quit, but I stopped because I was like, I have to do this in order to survive because of what's going on in my life. That made it easy. That made it effortless to do this, because it became a habit. The new habit was a habit I had to have in order to achieve my goals. And beyond that, like I said, I made it as it was survival. There's no way I was going to be able to get through what I was dealing with if I was drinking. Once I stopped, then I was able to take a really close evaluation on it and go, is this a habit that I ever want to pick up again? And then I decided, no, this isn't a habit I ever want to go back to. There's nothing about this that appeals to me. So I made a conscious decision to officially quit. And at that point, that was completely effortless. So whatever habits that you have, understand they probably came from just your surroundings. So you can change your surroundings and change your habits. And we don't want to quit anything. We want to exchange it. We want to exchange unhealthy eating for filling our bodies with great nutrients so that we can perform at a higher level. Exchange the bad habits for the habits that serve you, and your brain's going to be a lot more interested in doing that. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your Friday. Good to see everybody. Valerie, good morning. Lawanda, good morning. Dolores, lovely to see you. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.